Hey guys! Today I changed my filming location because I had a bit of problems with my old camera. The audio was not good enough, I think. You at least should hear me clearly, and I think the image quality is better with this one. It doesn't look as pretty, but it's sharp, so this video is about my to-be-read books for February. I choose a few books I wanted to read, 8 or 9 I guess, and let's see what they are. The first book I bought in a long time is Winger by Andrew Smith. And I don't know, I thought that the cover was really pretty. I just wanted to have it. I especially love the typographic spine and think it will look great in my bookshelf. It's kind of funny because the writing is so big. Because I'm only reading on my Kindle, it's always so small, because that's the way I programmed it, but this is so big and it looks like a children's book. It's kind of strange. I thought it was a long book, but it's probably a really quick read. Yeah, let's see, Winger by Andrew Smith. What I'd also love to do is reread a few of my favorite books over the next year. So one of them is, it's a German copy, but it's Carlos Ruiz Zafón's The Shadow of the Wind. This is one of my all-time favorite books. I read it in 2006, and it's one of those books like you come to the last page and you're so sad that it's going to end. And I remember thinking, this story is so spectacular and I probably will never forget it, but it was my biggest wish to forget the plot, because then I could read it like it's new again. And the time is finally here, because I really don't remember much about the plot anymore. So I'm so happy to read this book again and feel like I've never read it before. And I can't wait to read the other books from this Cemetery of Forgotten Books trilogy too. The next book I want to read is The Archive by Victoria Schwab. And this is a book I heard a lot about. It's about a girl and she works somewhere where all the dead people's stories were archived. I've never heard something like that before, so I'm looking forward to reading The Archived. Next book on my TBR is, it's an older book, and it's I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. I told you my TH spelling is... In this video I have 3 people with the name Smith, so that's really hard for me. But okay, she's the second, Dodie Smith. And it's a coming of age story of a little girl and her family, and they live in a castle, but I think they are kind of poor. I heard a lot of good things about it. I think I really enjoy it because I love books where you follow a person through many years, and I guess it's told in diary form, which I really like because I always kept diaries in my life, and it's lovely to read other diaries if you're allowed to. The next book is on my to-be-read list since it came out, I guess in 2003 or something, and every time I pick up a book I think, oh, you should read this book, and it's there every time, and I just can't stand it any longer. I have to read it, and I guess I really love it because it's Middlesex by Jeffrey Eugenides. I don't know, it just sounds really something special. It's about yeah, can you say transsexual, a person who's not really man or woman. Oh, I should read the summary again, but I guess most of you know this book. It won the Pulitzer Prize in 2004 or something. Next on my list is The Diviners by Libba Bray, and I heard so much good stuff about it. And I also want to read her Gemma Doyle trilogy, but this is another thing. It's about a girl, I think, and her parents decide that she should live with her uncle for a time. And he lives in New York in the 1920s, and he has this kind of strange museum, and he is a member of a cult, or I don't know. It's a little bit paranormal, and I think the main protagonist has some kind of paranormal abilities as well. So I just think that setting about the 1920s New York sounds really nice. So the last real book on my list is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. And this is a buddy reads we do for the month of February here on BookTube. The girl who started it is Words of a Read. I linked this specific video of hers down below, and we would love all of you to join in and discuss at the end of February. I totally forgot a book, and it's one of the most, oh my god, I can't wait for it books. It's Brandon Sanderson's The Second Mistborn book. It's The Well of Escansion. I show you a cover. And I really waited a long time, not a long time, but I think about starting it with every new book I read, and then I always say, oh yeah, well, let's just read this short one between. So this month is definitely the time to read The Well of Escansion. And if I don't read it, then at least I want to read another Brandon Sanderson book. Like The Way of Kings is on my TBR list. Here, you can see it. It's on the top of my TBR list because I guess it will be amazing. And then I'd love to read 3 quick graphic novels because I got really into graphic novels last month. The first one is this Ellie Brush, Hyperbole and a Half. It's really hilarious. I knew her blog before, and especially her blog entry about depression and how she dealt with it, and I thought it was hilarious but still really relatable. And the next book on my list is Blankets by Craig Thompson. He has a really lovely drawing style. Like, he really gives all the moods and the feelings into his brush strokes. It's about his life and yeah, his upcoming everything, from school bullying to church trips that were really uninteresting to him, and the life with his brother. It's also about abuse. I just read a few pages. Yeah, I'm excited to see how I like this one. And the last book on my list, because it's already way too much on it, is a book. It's a French name. It's Guy Delisle or Guy Delisle. He writes travelogue graphic novels. He's an animator, and this one is Shenzhen. It's a travelogue from China, and I already read his book Pyongyang from his travelogue in North Korea, which was totally hilarious. I love his drawing style. It's really minimalistic. It's like small cartoons, but they are so charming and lovely. I give no guarantee that I can read all of these books in February, but they are on my list, and so I really want to read them this time. Let's see how far I come. I'd love for you to tell me if you read any of those books and how you like them, or if you recommend that I have to read one first. Goodbye!